Every conversation you've ever had was actually two conversations, one spoken out loud and one hidden in plain sight. The terrifying part? You were only trained to hear one of them. There's a version of every person you meet that they carefully construct for you. Polished, controlled, safe. But underneath that version, there's another one. Unfiltered, reactive, predictable. And it leaks out, not through words, but through micro-movements, posture shifts, and unconscious signals. This is what experts in behavioral psychology and interrogation rely on, not what people say, but what they can't stop showing. Because body language operates below conscious control. It's governed by instinct, survival wiring, and emotional reflexes. And once you understand it, you gain something most people never will, the ability to read intention before it becomes action. But here's the unsettling truth. Some of these signals don't just reveal others, they expose you too. And by the end of this video, you'll start noticing something that changes how you see everyone around you. When someone answers a simple question, watch for a delay that shouldn't exist. A fraction of a second too long. A pause where there should be none. This is called cognitive load leakage. When people lie or hide intent, their brain works harder, constructing, filtering, adjusting. That delay? It's the mind buying time. But here's the nuance most people miss. It's not just silence, it's what happens during that silence. Do their eyes shift away? Do their lips press together? Do they inhale sharply? That cluster of behaviors is your signal. Truth is automatic. Deception requires effort, and effort always leaves traces. Not all smiles are friendly. Some are strategic. A real smile, called a Duchenne smile, activates the eyes, but a fake one, it stops at the mouth. Now here's where it gets darker. Manipulative individuals often oversmile. They hold it longer than necessary. They use it to soften control, to disarm suspicion. It's a mask, not an emotion. Watch for timing. Does the smile appear instantly, like a reflex, or does it arrive half a second late, like a decision? That delay reveals intention. Because genuine emotion doesn't wait for approval, it happens. But the next signal doesn't just reveal fake friendliness, it exposes something far more dangerous, hidden dominance. Pay attention to distance. People who subtly step into your personal space without invitation are testing control. This isn't accidental. It's a subconscious dominance behavior. In psychology, this is tied to territorial assertion. They're measuring your reaction. Do you step back, freeze, hold your ground? Your response tells them everything. If you retreat, they gain psychological leverage. If you hold position, you disrupt their expectation. Power isn't always spoken. Sometimes it's measured in inches. People think liars avoid eye contact. That's outdated. Skilled manipulators do the opposite. They hold eye contact longer than normal, not to connect, but to control perception. This creates an illusion of honesty. But here's the giveaway. It feels slightly uncomfortable, too intense, too deliberate, because it is. They're not expressing truth. They're managing your belief. This is called impression management. And once you recognize it, you stop confusing intensity with sincerity. But what you're about to learn next is the one signal that even trained manipulators struggle to hide.
Watch their feet, not their face, not their hands, their feet. Because while people control their expressions, they forget about what's below. Feet point toward intention. If someone's body faces you, but their feet point toward the exit, they want to leave. If their feet shift away during conversation, interest is fading. This is pure instinct. The brain prioritizes escape routes automatically. So even when someone is pretending to engage, their body is already planning the exit, and it leaks through the direction of their feet. Movement is natural. Stillness is calculated. When someone suddenly freezes during a conversation, especially after a specific question, something just triggered them. This is known as a freeze response, a primal reaction tied to threat detection. It doesn't always mean danger, but it does mean impact. You said something that hit deeper than expected. Watch closely. Do they stop gesturing? Do their shoulders tighten? Does their breathing change? That moment of stillness is where truth hides. And the final signal is the most subtle of all. Yet once you see it, you'll start questioning every interaction you've ever had.
Mirroring is often taught as a positive social skill, and it is, until it's used against you. When someone subtly copies your posture, tone, or gestures, they're building rapport. But when it's too precise, too fast, too calculated, it becomes manipulation. This is rooted in behavioral synchronization. It creates artificial trust. Your brain reads similarity as safety, so you lower your guard. But here is the key distinction. Natural mirroring is delayed and imperfect. Manipulated mirroring is immediate and exact. One builds connection, the other manufactures it. Here's the truth no one tells you. Body language isn't just about reading others. It's about understanding human nature at its most honest level. Because beneath every word, every smile, every carefully chosen sentence, there's a system running in the background. Instinct, emotion, survival. And it never lies. The moment you start seeing people through this lens, you stop reacting to what they say and start responding to what they mean. And that shift changes everything. Think about the last conversation you had. Was there a moment where something felt slightly off, but you ignored it? Now ask yourself, was that intuition, or were you reading signals you didn't fully understand? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one.